Hello, and welcome to another episode of Adjunct Comedy. Today, we have a special guest who is returning. It is djfappademiks, and today he is going to talk about, well, I'll let him introduce it. Let's just have a quick round of applause for djfappademiks. Alright, DJ, take it over. My niggas, it's your boy djfappademiks. Today, I'm talking about the hottest ticket on the block, Snitch 9ine, aka the Hunchback of New York. Now, this dude was facing 47 years in prison for gang affiliation, racketeering, gun violence, putting hits out on people, having guns found in his house, and pulling guns on people with his gang Treyway. They was really pimping little dude. You know, this is how I imagine it went down. In the beginning, the gang fronted up the money for studio time and the music videos and all that. Then dude blew up, and it was payback time.
My niggas!
Yo, what's up?
Payday.
What's up, man?
Payday, brothers. Run it. Come on. Come here, nigga. You don't understand? Don't ever hold out on me. You got that?
Now, I'm sure he paid him more than owed, but it's a game, man. People greedy out here. They want interest for life. Now, to mention this, I gotta mention what happened. Backstory. His own gang is the ones that robbed him and pistol whooped the fuck out of him, according to what was out on the Googles. Could it have been like a publicity stunt? Maybe. What we do know, as fact, is that he is a convicted child abuser molester with video footage to prove it. And he was sentenced to 4 years probation twice. Once in 2015, which he violated, and it was reinstated again in 2018. I don't know what happened there. I just kind of skimmed over the notes. The girl he and his friend molested was a 13-year-old, and he claimed he was 17 at the time, which turned out to be a lie because the court documents say he was 18. Fast forward, he got hit with a 47-year sentence due to his gang affiliation with the Treyways, the 9 Trey Bloods, and the acts he committed with them when his career was reaching superstar level. And of course, he testified for the prosecution, and it was reduced to 2 years. Now, this is the subject at hand. Is snitching wrong? Alright, let's take a look at some of these real, and not me, real gangsters who snitched. Cause Snitch 9ine is and was never no gangster, bae. He's a young boy, a runner, you know what I'm saying? Sure, he sold heroin and did some street stuff, but he a young boy. Let's take a look at some of these fine, upstanding members of society, real gangsters, who snitched, okay? And this is in order. Number 5, Alberto Alpo Martinez. He was a drug dealer based out of Harlem, and he made a lot of money selling heroin and cocaine and the whole bit, you know, throughout the East Coast. And he had 2 associates, AZ and Rich Porter. I'm sure you heard of these fine, upstanding members of society. So, Alpo got famous, you know, by, of course, hustling, you know what I'm saying? Buying expensive clothes, jewelry. And of course, we sprinkled that with a little bit of violence. And this was in the 80s, okay? So he was doing rap shit before the rap shit became the rap shit. And then in 92, he was arrested in Washington, D.C. for, you know, he was doing his job, baby. He was doing his job, selling drugs. What else? So he was sentenced to life, and of course, like any smart individual would do, he snitched on the DC enforcer, William Perry, so he can get out earlier. You know what I'm saying? A lighter sentence, baby. Just like Snitch 9ine. So that's number 5 right there. Number 4, we got Sammy the Bull Gravano. If you don't know, Sammy the Bull was part. Well, he was Gotti's um, beating off hand. He was his right hand man. So then he flipped. He snitched because the FBI came to him and they played him a video of Gotti putting disrespect on his name. So he decided in 91 to testify against Gotti, and then he went into witness protection, but he couldn't stay legit, and he went back to his old ways, you know what I'm saying? Selling ecstasy in Arizona or some shit like that. That's number 4. Okay, gangsta snitch. Number 3, and this one is it's a tough one. This is Frank motherfucking Lucas. Now Frank, he doesn't need a nickname like these other gangsters on this list. That's how bad a motherfucker this was. But he was selling, of course, drugs, heroin, you know. He was an understudy of Bumpy Johnson. Bumpy Johnson worked for the Italians, and he learned, you know. Frank Lucas also a connection with the Italians, but he was above the Italians at one point, because he had to connect in Vietnam, so we would get pure, 100% pure heroin, from Vietnam, and he would just cut out the middleman, you know what I'm saying? At one point, he was making $1 million a day. A day. $1 million a day. So, he got caught, of course. You know the story. You've seen the original gangster. He got caught with drugs and money, and he was sentenced to 7 years. Now, of course, he snitched like any smart individual for a lighter sentence, and his snitching resulted in the arrest of 100 people. And then, of course, he went into witness protection. Because that is saying, yo, snitches get stitches or whatever. They usually don't. You know, it's just a saying to scare people. Anyways, that's number 3. I think it should be high on the list, but you know, we did the calculations and the calamifications and all that shit. Okay. Anyways, number 2, James Whitey Bulger. Now this guy was based in Boston. Of course, he was pimping out the poor Irish areas in South Boston. And by the way, nothing good happens in the South. South America, South Chicago, South Atlanta. I stay away from the South. If I see a sign that says South, East, Southwest, I'm going the opposite direction. Excuse me. Now, Bulger actually had his childhood friend, John Connolly, as an FBI agent. So what he would do is they would allow him, excuse me, they would allow him to do his criminal activities as long as he provided some information about his enemies in Boston. So he was providing information to the FBI while committing crimes. He was like a sup rat, sup snitch. You know what I'm saying? He was like next super level type snitch. He was like a gangster snitch. You know what I mean? And then the FBI decided that they was gonna arrest him. And his childhood friend, who was working at the FBI, told him this. So he went on a run for 16 years before getting caught. And that's snitch number 2. Gangsta snitch. Number 1 is Leroy Nicky Barnes. He was also based in Harlem. Drug dealer, selling that heroin. He was in control of it. This was in the 70s, baby. They're in Frank Lucas Town. He would just splurge. Fancy clothes, expensive cars. And he set the foundation for other drug dealers, you know what I mean? For rappers too, you know? And he actually was on the New York Times Magazine. And the title was Mr. Untouchable, I think. And that's when he fucked up, because Jimmy Carter saw this, and he said, "Oh, well, you think you untouchable, huh? Well, let me show you how Jimmy Carter get down, because Jimmy Carter ain't no punk." Right? So he contacted the Attorney General, and he said, "Get this motherfucker. Who we think he is, wearing a fur coat, talking about he Mr. Untouchable." So, they got him. He was convicted and sentenced to jail. And then he found out that some of his homies was fucking his women. Can't do that. And that made him flip. So he testified against his former associates, and 16 of them were convicted, including another upstanding member of society, a drug dealer piece of shit by the name of Guy Fisher. So that's how it goes down, baby. Okay? Now, the individuals I named was some legit dudes that was actually about that life. They put real hits and actually killed people. Sold drugs, hustlers, and they all snitched. And here you got a young boy who promoting gay with all the rainbow colors, getting into business by his own gang, getting pimped, and having his baby moms fucked by some gorilla dick. And you expect him not to snitch? You ever seen a 6ix 9ine interview? He sound like Michael Jackson with that pleasant, angelic voice, B. He sound like a Puerto Rican mommy, a Puerto Rican baby mama. He sound like a dude transitioning to be a female, and he on estrogen shots. In the raps, he sounds aggressive, because he putting on an act, man. You can't be getting tossed around at an LAX airport like he did with his homies, 4 of his homies, and he got jumped by 2 normal niggas and call yourself a gangster, B. You can't get robbed and pistol whipped and call yourself a gangster, B. He's just a rapper trying to get his money. Now, most of them is actors. Anyways, that's part 1. In the next video, we'll talk about all these rappers that say they don't want to work. Where's a snitch, aka Snitch 9ine. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification, comment, and share this video. It's your boy DJ Fappademiks signing out.